Colonel Norfleet C. Barnes, civic leader, businessman, and a guardian of community memory. On January 25, 1855, Norfleet C. Barnes was born in North Carolina to John and Julia Barnes. His father, John Barnes, served as a soldier in the United States Colored Troops, USCT, during the Civil War, and was stationed at Fort Monroe in Hampton, Virginia. This connection to the Union's struggle for freedom during America's defining conflict would foreshadow his own legacy as a man who challenged boundaries, built institutions, and ensured his community had both representation and respect. Early life and community leadership. Growing up in the shadow of war and Reconstruction, Barnes came of age in a society where opportunity for African Americans was limited by design. Yet he distinguished himself as an organizer, a businessman, and a man of influence. Locally, he became known by the honorific Colonel, a title of respect, not an official military rank, but one that reflected the esteem in which his neighbors held him. Political trailblazer. In 1901, the town of Phoebus, then part of Elizabeth City County, now Hampton, held its first election for town council. Norfleet C. Barnes, along with William Trusty, made history as one of the first black men elected to the Phoebus Town Council and indeed in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Their victory was remarkable. At the dawn of the 20th century, Jim Crow laws and disenfranchisement campaigns were stripping African Americans of their right to vote and serve. Yet in Phoebus, Barnes and Trusty achieved what few others could, a place at the table of governance, ensuring their community had a voice in civic affairs. A cemetery for his people. Beyond politics, Barnes invested in lasting institutions. He owned and operated a 2-acre cemetery on Woodland Road in Hampton, selling burial plots to members of the local black community. In an era when segregation extended even to death, his cemetery was not just a business. It was a safeguard of dignity, memory, and continuity for families who might otherwise have no secure resting place for their loved ones. Tragedy in the 21st century. Nearly a century after his death on March 11, 1909, Barnes's cemetery became the center of controversy. In September 2005, a developer who had purchased the land for multifamily housing removed 11 vaults from the grounds. According to accounts and legal records, the disinterment took place with only one of the 5 legal requirements satisfied. No notification of next of kin was made, no court hearing before a judge authorized the removals. No city permit to open and close the graves was obtained. Required state health permits contained irregularities, including 3 vaults listed under the name Virginia Barnes, though only one individual by that name was interred there. One permit was issued for Frank Chisman, though eyewitnesses noted no soil was removed from his grave. When the reburials were carried out, only 5 of the 11 graves were marked. Just one bore the name Virginia Barnes, and none carried the name Frank Chisman. Compounding the indignity, no licensed undertaker oversaw the process as required by Virginia law. A licensed undertaker who witnessed the removals later noted that the vaults were not properly labeled to identify the deceased. When he questioned how the individuals would be matched to their final resting places, the worker reportedly shrugged off responsibility, saying it was not his job. Legacy and responsibility. The desecration of the Barnes Cemetery on Woodland Road represents a profound breach of both law and respect. It also underscores the importance of Norfleet C. Barnes's original vision, that his community deserved to be remembered with dignity. Barnes's life tells the story of perseverance in the face of barriers. He was the son of a USCT soldier, a civic leader who helped break Virginia's racial barriers in elected office, and a businessman who built a cemetery to preserve memory. His legacy demands not only recognition but also accountability for those who have failed to honor the very principles he worked to secure. More than a century after his death, the story of Colonel Norfleet C. Barnes continues to echo. A reminder that the struggle for justice, respect, and historical preservation does not end at the graveyard gate. Stay tuned as we continue to uncover more evidence and bring the full story to light. Until then, this is Detective I.M.Morgan, signing off. If you enjoyed digging into the mystery with me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss the next case. Until then, keep your eyes open. The truth is always out there, waiting to be found.